Seattle. I'm Brian David Marshall. I'm here with none other than Rashad Two Soups Miller.
Whoa. Is that one too many soups?
No, it's just the right amount of soups.
You're darn right it is.
And we're watching Conley Woods and Eric Froelich playing at 5-0 apiece.
The Conley Woods is a pretty impressive green-red deck, but it looks like he's going to be mulliganing down to 6. Not sure if he's on the play or not. I think he might be.
Yeah.
And Eric with the snap keep.
Yeah. Eric Froelich is someone who, while we haven't seen the top 8 finish from him, at recent Pro Tours, has been consistently finishing in the money, top 32, top 16, just like a really formidable player, really equally adept with 40 cards as he is with 60 cards. Really one of the tough outs at the Pro Tour.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's like a tough out.
Yeah.
He's not going to go down looking. Conley, to me, I'm really excited to watch Conley over the course of the season. I felt like you get a good look at Conley Woods, or a look at Conley Woods, whatever.
The good looks usually involve the stare.
Yeah, he looks a little sleep. He looks like he could have used the sleeping special.
He could have used the 3 rounds worth of sleep. It looks like.
Yeah, look at the well-rested Eric Froelich.
Fresh, no bags under the eyes. He's like, I'm the crisp Eric Froelich. Thanks, Sleep In Special.
Ooh, there's one of my favorite cards. I love that card. Scorn Villager.
You know what? I know how much you love that card.
I do. I really do.
And we were in the draft, and you first picked, second picked. First pick, then second pick?
Yeah.
And you know what? I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
That guy goes in every deck.
Yeah.
You just wait a turn, and you're 3 turns ahead.
And then we see a turn 3 Russet Wolves from Conley.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you could just use it for 1 mana also.
Yeah. And, if your opponent doesn't do anything, you can just make some really, you play a Hollow Hinge Beast on turn 3 if your opponent passes. If you're greedy like Marshall, you could attack for 2 first and then play a turn. Yeah. Then play the 5/5, but I'm just terrified of the Ambush Viper.
Or you skip your own turn 3, you pass, you get 2 extra mana, and now you have 5 to play instants with. Mm-hmm. If you have instances you can throw out, it doesn't have to be a red in a red-green deck. So it looks like we're attacking. That's
a tapped. He tapped the Scorn Villager, or no longer Scorn Villager now. He's actually.
But it has vigilance, right?
Yeah, he's actually been the Moonscarred Werewolf.
Yeah, I believe.
2/2. He tapped him. He tapped him with the Avacyn Priest.
The priest tapped it.
Yeah.
If you have an opponent, you may begin.
And Conley is just transforming.
Flip.
They transform. We haven't flipped things since Kamigawa.
I was just talking about how he's shuffling.
Oh, flip. Oh, flip.
Yeah, and transform.
So the Russet Wolves gets tapped this time.
He does not attack with his 4/6.
He does not want to get rebuked.
He's like, you have it? I think you have it. He's like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Fine. Good call.
He was actually in a weird position. That's one of those positions, Eric Froelich was in where you leave the 3 mana up and they still attack. And you're like, do I just skip my turn and take 2? And always keep 3 mana up?
Kasich Recluse joins the team. You gotta like that guy. 2/3 Death Touch.
2/3
Reach, Death Touch, yeah.
It's a solid card. That's a eliminate green cards that do that.
It's a game changer.
It is.
Because if you think about the things that can block creatures with flying in this format, other than flyers, right? You were on the Somberwald Spider.
Yeah.
Who's 5 and kind of...
And Spidery Grass. I remember high picking Spidery Grass.
Yeah.
Just because, I would force red-green werewolves and not be able to deal with a flyer.
Here we see a Hollow Hinge Spirit. And it just comes down and removes something from... but doesn't trade or do anything else, just fogs the...
Fog you.
Yeah. Fog that. Fog it.
Ooh, Elder Cathar.
Yeah.
That guy's gone up in value.
Yeah.
With the we like to eat humans themes in a lot of decks. You get 3 to 4 counters off of 1 sacrifice with that guy. Just spread the wealth.
Double block the rest of... Oh, there's Spidery Grasp.
That card is so good.
Kill both your guys, put 2 counters on your Pilgrim, whatever.
That guy never attacks, although sometimes he does.
Yeah, he's like, I'll teach you to fog with me.
Oh my! It's like Richard Hagan is not at Grand Prix Lille. It's exactly like he's right here with me. Is he feeding you things?
I mean, I'm saying funny stuff though, right? Like, it's not. It's a little different.
It's funny. It's
a little different.
Not that you aren't funny, Richard Hagan, if you're watching.
Yeah.
And that spider's getting in there.
Yeah.
Is that a midnight watch?
No, that's the it's the guy with the lifelink. See, Elgod Inquisitor.
Well, he's gone now.
Yeah, now he gets a 1/1 Spirit Token.
Oh, okay. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And there's an Overwhelmed Mystics. Well, his deck is just like non-stop creatures. How many creatures is he playing?
Well, he's got quite a few, and some of them actually have enter the battlefield abilities that double as non-creatures. I think his non-creatures are... Well, we saw the Spidery Grasp. He has to have a couple of other tricks. Or is he just boom, boom, boom?
He's just like...
Let's get in the red zone.
Yeah. And he's red-green, so you have to assume that there's some wild hunger going on here.
Or probably. He definitely wants to see some of that. Maybe some Preying Upon. That could be sexy.
Wild hunger is such an insane card.
Trample is such an underrated ability,
Yeah.
and I believe now that R&D has actually realized how good Trample is, and they've done a lot, maybe even a conscious job.
It's pretty nice. So you tap the guy, and then Village Bellringer is going to untap his now 3/4 Avacyn Priest.
Tricky.
So he gets to block the wolf. He's going to take the other 6, it looks like, and go to 4.
Connolly did not expect that. So I think those wolves are going to bite the dust because Connolly doesn't have that many tricky spells other than that Spidery Grass, I believe. No, it looks like we still have some more blocking. Or that Spirit did already block. Not sure. Spirit's going to block the transformed villagers. What does that transform into?
Big fatty.
Big 4/6 fatty of Uvenwall.
Which guy?
Villagers. The 2/3. Green.
Yeah.
Werewolf.
So the villagers, the Uvenwald Mystics become the Uvenwald Primordials, and the villagers become the Howl Pack of Asphalt. So he's got a Howl Pack, and and then he's got a Gravekiller Worm.
This is getting... with the 4 counters, so it's an 8/8 Trampler?
Yeah.
Well, Eric Froelich,
So it's a 4/4 for 6 mana, and then when it comes into play, it has Morbid.
Yeah, 4+1/+1 counters. Luckily, we have a priest that could tap it, but that's not enough. Eric's just going to scoop it up. Probably wins game 1. He was like, wait a minute, I'm not ready to shuffle up yet. I got some cards I need to transform back.
Oh man, someone on Twitter, Real Gone, tell me that he got turn 3 Vorrepeated today thanks to Scorned Villager. That's a pretty good play. I mean, I'm sorry it happened to you, but I mean, at the same time, I feel nice and warm inside.
I feel like those are the plays...
It takes the damp out of my bones.
Those are the plays that need to happen.
Yeah.
So that I'm reminded that Magic is a great game.
You're like, oh, a 4/4 impossible to kill green creature? A 5/4 impossible to kill green creature?
All you have to do is kill it twice.
Sure.
It's possible.
Sure.
Well,
yeah, the second time is a 6/5.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
Actually never got to attack with it, though. It was more of a... I was going to call it a win more card, but no, it's just a win card.
Yeah.
That card just wins. So, does Scorned Villager make it into any of your commander decks?
What's that?
The Scorned Villager.
I mean, I could see putting him in. Like, I mean, the thing is, I like for my Momir deck, I want all my creatures that fill that kind of slot to either draw me a card or get me a land. You know what I mean? I want I don't want acceleration as much as I want card advantage.
But
he's good.
And in a multiplayer commander game?
But he's not going to flip.
In a multiplayer commander game?
Somebody's not going to do something. I haven't thought about that. But then, yeah.
Somebody's not going to do something. And by the time it's your turn again...
It's true. And if you play with people who aren't connoisseurs of the format, like...
I love that terminology.
They will often have a deck that goes... Their curve starts at 6.
Well, sometimes they start at 5.
Sure.
It's like sometimes
they start at 5 with their commander or something.
So let's see. I don't think either of these players have sideboarded.
They put in a couple cards.
I don't know. Let's take a look to see if Eric Froelich has anything interesting that he left out that might come in.
Anybody have a Lost in the Woods?
I think so. If you actually have a Lost in the Woods, and your plan is to, be up game 1 and maybe do this game 2 or whatever,
right?
Do you?
I want to have a second deck.
Do you have a second deck?
I want to have a second deck sleeved, right?
Okay.
It'd be like I want it to be like, or not sleeved, right?
That's what I would do.
I want to go to sleeve my second deck, then be like 3 sleeves short. Be like, oh man, and go for 3 more sleeves, right? And then like have your opponent like, what do? Do they just mulligan into oblivion against you? And you're like, dude, this is a real deck. I've got a real deck here. All right, we're underway here in game 2. Eric Froelich leads off with Diregraph Ghoul. Immediately gets down to the business of attacking. Follows it up. Ooh. Oh, there's a nice little card.
Is that the quiver?
That is the quiver. That's
the Wolf Hunter quiver?
Yeah, it's the Wolf Hunter quiver. It's a main deck card.
It is. It's a very solid card.
And I think it's really underrated. People look at the equip cost of 5 and just think that it's too expensive. But, so here we go. So turn 3, we've got the... Turn 3, the Scorned Villagers are transformed. He attacks. Oh. See, Marshall? See what happens?
Now, Scorned Villager is is it a 3/3 or is it a 2/2?
2/2.
It's 2/2.
Yeah, transforms into 2/2. I guess I'm like, I hate attacking. I don't know if he had anything big to do with his mana there.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just do it.
And there is the guy Elgard.
Inquisitor.
I think we need to petition easier to pronounce magic names.
Yeah.
There's an
or a dental plan.
I'm going to the dentist on Monday.
Kindly reads the quiver. All right. And decides to play Kessig Recluse.
Now, that would have been a great target for a quiver.
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting to get 2 cards you really want to get.
Oh, there's a lot of cards you can put a quiver on.
There's 2 cards you really want to get a quiver on. One of them is the Kessig Recluse. The other is the Midnight Guard.
Midnight Guard, yes. Galvanic Juggernaut, anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Have you done that one?
No, I haven't.
It's pretty nice.
It seems good.
But instead, we have a villager with one.
Oh, so I can get it on a thing, and then if I have, I could do the machine gun. If I have, a Falcon Raz Torturer,
It's build your own sharpshooter.
Yeah, I can just sharpshoot you to death. And it's pretty good that you were able to say sharpshooter.
Thank you. It was actually painful.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's a Somberwald Dryad.
Yep. Spirit goes in, Kali goes down to 15, land, and something that costs... Oh, that is the... Is that the...
Did he just miss? I mean, he could have just killed something there.
Did he?
Yeah, he could just shoot, and then untap, and then shoot again. He could have killed one of those 2 creatures there, right?
What does he untap with?
When he plays a creature. He plays the Fiend Hunter, or the Fiend guy.
No, what untaps it?
Because it's...
No, that's a village. It's just a village bellrigger.
It's just a village bellrigger.
Yeah, it's not a Midnight Guard.
I'm just so excited about Midnight Guard. I'm like, everything's a Midnight Guard.
He wishes it were a Midnight Guard.
Yeah, I wish it was a Midnight Guard.
Eric doesn't have a Midnight Guard.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, man.
There's Kali not liking what he can do is taking one in turn from those villagers.
I love Fiend of the Shadows. It's just so good.
Oh, that's the guy when he attacks you.
Yeah.
When he's unblocked, you
So, like-
you exile a card.
Yeah, they exile a card of their choice. And, like, think about right now, like, Conley's in a situation where he's just, like, has cards in his hand that are dead because of the bow. All right, exile it. We get to see it.
It's a forest.
Is it a forest? That's great.
Yeah, it's a forest. That's step one for, the complete blowout. It's like, oh, I'll play this forest. And now show me a green card.
Next turn.
Show us a green card.
Better play your werewolves.
This isn't looking good for Colin. We may be going to game 3 pretty soon.
I don't know. I'm looking at down at Conley there. And,
Is that an Undying?
it looks like a blasphemous act.
Is that a Blasphemous Act?
It looks like a blasphemous act. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. So,
he can cast it.
yep. And I think he's gonna.
Yeah. Wouldn't he? I wonder why he doesn't attack with both.
No?
No?
He's just getting greedy here.
Maybe it is a Blasphemous Act.
Midnight Oil.
Burning Oil. That's flashback of white.
White, yep.
Correct. I wonder if Conley is splashing the plains.
I don't think he is.
I think he is. You got to splash the plains with that card. Just the one miser. Especially in a solid 2-color deck.
Something happened. Wait, Fiend Hunter not. Fiend of Shadow's not dead?
It is not dead. Something tricky happened. Probably Faith Shield. I know there's a Faith Shield in Eric's deck, so that could have been what saved it. I did not know that card gave you and all your permanents protection.
That card's so good. So there is the Blasphemous Act.
Everything take 13.
Eric's done.
I wonder if Conley knew about that, about the Faith Shield. Maybe they were comparing decks earlier and he knew about it, so that's why he didn't want to play Blasphemous
Man or
Act.
Gargoyle gets in?
Wait, which is it? Is it a man or a gargoyle?
It's both.
That's lucky.
There's a Russell. Wow, look at this. That's so funny. Conley thought that the Blasphemous Act was just the most awkward card in his deck.
That's one of the best cards in your deck.
Well, he's like, I can't play it. I can't do anything with it. Yeah. He's like, my deck's all guys. I just wipe myself out.
It's a Wrath of God, quote unquote Wrath of God effect that makes you play like you don't have Wrath of God, and then you just win because of it.